Hello everyone, this is Ivan with Create Your Future. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in personal development, relationships, and the law of attraction. And today I wanted to do a video for you all about some of the most common mistakes that I see when speaking to clients, and also share with you a success story from one of my clients who actually did a lot of these mistakes, and we were able to switch that around, and now she's actually back with her SP and she is in a committed relationship, which is very exciting. But first, wanted to remind you that I currently have a promotion, so you could use Ivan22 for 22% off all sessions with me till the end of the month, okay? So, and also remember that we're currently running a contest where as soon as we hit 100,000 subscribers, 3 lucky winners will be chosen and they will receive a free coaching session with the coach of their choice. All you have to do is comment down below how the law of attraction or the law of assumption has helped you out, and make sure that you also are subscribed to the channel, that you like and share this video so it gets to a lot of people. All right, so the success story from this client comes from a client that I've been working with for approximately 2 months. Okay, this client came to me and she has a lot of knowledge about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, self-concept, everything you could think of, she knows. And she was doing everything perfectly, okay? But there were some things while doing all that work that were not so great. Now, just to give you a little backstory, her and her SP were in a relationship for approximately 3 months, and she really liked him, but as she started to realize everyone as you pushed out, she noticed a lot of the mistakes that she would make. The overthinking, the trying to control him and trying to change him, by continuously asking, are we good? Are we fine? Where do you see us going? All these things that would come out of anxiety, never out of confidence. So after a while, the specific person got a little tired and said no, so they called it off. She had been trying to bring him back for approximately 8 months, and she was doing everything, having inner conversations. She was doing all the scripting, she was doing all the affirmations and intentions. She was doing great, and when she was taking me through her day-to-day process, what I learned is that she wasn't doing anything incorrect, but there were some hidden things that she was doing that she wasn't aware of, that we were able to catch and kind of rearrange. And that's specifically what I'm going to talk about later on this video. So what we did with this client was we targeted all these areas by creating affirmations and creating a game plan for her where she wasn't overdoing it and she was actually enjoying the process. Now, keep in mind that when you enjoy the process, it's like you're in this wish fulfilled, because there's a sense of you that knows that this is a done deal. You're going at it with confidence, with strength, with a knowing that this is just yours. And yes, you could still persist on the intentions and the affirmations and the self-concept, but there is still this peace of mind that you carry with you day to day, okay? So we did exactly that. So she started by writing down her intentions morning and night, and she also started to, affirm around the things that were very, very important, such as her feeling safe in a relationship, her feeling comfortable in a relationship, her feeling secure and confident when it came to love. She started to build a strong foundation around her concept in relationships of herself, and she started to put more focus on that rather than the desire. Okay, now don't get me wrong, she was still doing her intentions about her SP throughout her day. Anytime he would come to mind, she would immediately switch. If it was an intrusive thought, she would immediately switch it to a positive thought. Now, if the thought happened to be a nice thought, she would let it be, okay? Because that's what it started to become as she was really focusing on herself, loving herself. She got to a point where the thoughts were matching that, and the thoughts were all pleasant. Therefore, her mental diet was just used at certain points in her day, okay? So it became easy for her, okay? So probably like a month and a half, she got the contact that she wanted, and then she was able to go on a date, and immediately the SP told her everything that she had been affirming about herself, said that he had been missing her for the longest time, that not a day went by where he wouldn't think about her, and she's very, very excited. And they're back together actually, and I'm really happy to share this success story because it was simple. It was a simple way of just like finding what was it that was holding her back, and her like really implementing and staying consistent with it, and then going through it and then bringing it really, really fast, because she was constantly in the past focused so much on time that it was creating more time for her. Okay, so congratulations to her. I know that she's going to continue to do a lot of things because she is on top of her awareness, and she is staying present every single day, and she's enjoying every minute of it because she knows she deserves it. Okay, so what were some of the common mistakes that she and other clients have presented? And even just in general, when I read people's comments, or when I'm like researching and doing all these things, some of the most common things that I find in people are the following. So the overthinking. Okay, some of us are overthinkers, and we get it. We have a life to live, so we have to worry about work, we have to worry about finances, we have to worry about our health, we have to worry about relationships, about anything. So there is a lot of things that occupy our mind day to day. So there's times where you are trying to attract a certain goal, but other thoughts get in the way, and that's why mental diets are so important to keep track of them. But it's also about finding a perfect balance in all areas of your life, so that you know that every single area of your life is taken care of. Therefore, your main focus will stay where it needs to stay. So if you have a main goal of attracting a specific person right now, you won't have the distraction of other things. Now, overthinking also comes in the way of, when is it going to come? How is it going to come? Those are the times and those are the moments where you need to tell yourself that it's just working out for you, because nobody knows how it's going to come. It's just your persistence, which persistence is another word for faith. It's what is going to keep you going and going and going, and thus create the experience for you. You go about and you see all these wonderful things or hear these wonderful things that are in tune with your desire. Feel happy about it and know that it is happening for you. Okay, so great ways to start to minimize on the overthinking: meditation, breath work, all really great works. Sitting down just for a couple of minutes and really focusing on your breath, or even while you're focusing on your breath, start focusing on your heart center. Start like really putting all your intention there, so that you stay in the present moment, and therefore allow for creation to happen. Okay, another thing was overdoing it. So this was one of the things that this client was actually doing. It was like an excessive amount of techniques: scripting every single morning, followed by a visualization. After the visualization, continuous affirming throughout the day, and then she would do, Ho'oponopono, which is a great technique. Don't get me wrong, I talk about it a lot. But then she would also do like the water technique, and then she would do so many techniques that there is, but she would do a lot. So what started happening was that her day was overrun by techniques. So there was no moment for her to actually become the self-concept that she was talking about and expressing, because she was so busy doing the techniques. So her whole day, her whole thought process was around the technique. Now, the more techniques that we're trying to search, the more that in lack we put ourselves in, because it's almost like I'm searching for more and more and more in order to obtain, when we should just pick something that feels good, that says, okay, this is my tool, my go-to tool that I'm going to use, that makes me feel good, that makes me feel confident, and I'm going to stick to it. Okay, so that's exactly what we did. So based on what we discussed, her learning process as far as how she likes to learn things is through writing. So we would do a lot of scripting and intentions, and basically that's pretty much what she would do. She would script out her intentions morning and night, and throughout the day she would say her intentions and her affirmations in moments where she was doing stuff where her subconscious mind was really open. Anytime that you're doing something that tends to be, that puts your mind in autopilot, well, those are perfect times, because your subconscious mind is working a habit that it knows. So it's a perfect time to impress it with new information. So those were the times that she was implementing her intentions and self-concept affirmations, okay? The next thing is conditioning. All right, a lot of people condition their self-concept and their self-love. They assume that if I love myself, then I'm gonna get this person. If I say that I am perfect in relationships, oh, he's gonna come running to me. If I say that communication comes to me, he's gonna be drawn to me like this. Now, there is a truth into that, but if you are doing something without putting your true self in it, it's not going to come. The reason I'm saying this is because you are still in the state of lack. You're doing things that are beneficial for you in order for you to, get something that you feel a lack of. So what is a great way to stop conditioning this, the work that you're doing? So start using affirmations where you say exactly that. One of my favorite ones is, I love myself without conditions, okay? There's no condition, you're just loving yourself to love yourself, I allow everything I desire without any condition, I have no resistance, start affirming things so that you start feeling comfortable with your self-concept and you start to embody this self-concept and also get to enjoy the self-love that you are actually giving to yourself without having an expectation. The rest will follow. Trust me, it will. And it never fails. And this is exactly what happened with this client. She was doing her self-concept with the belief that if she works on herself, she will bring in the specific person. The moment that we started to work more with the idea of her not conditioning it and saying to herself, I love myself without condition. I approve of myself. I know that I am worthy. I put myself first. She would do all these things. That is when, the things just fell perfectly into place. And it felt like, even though it was a month and a half of us working together, she had previously been putting in some work. But what was cool about it is that when the specific person came, it wasn't like, oh, okay, like, let me start the communication and then take on the dates and then see where, no, he like, let's go on a date, let's talk, okay, I really like you, I've been thinking about you, and they were together, because she learned to put herself first, therefore regain the power that she was giving out and become that magnetic person that she was in the moment that she met this person. And even now, even better, because now she has the awareness and she has a belief within her that says, I choose, okay? It is my choice. It's my reality. Everyone conforms to my reality, all right? Another thing that I see a lot is the know-it-all, okay? Now, knowledge is power, we know it, but sometimes excessive amount of knowledge limits you because you're looking here, you're looking there, similar to what I said before. So something is never enough. So you never could stay consistent with the thing that feels good to you because you're constantly grasping for something new, okay? So how is it that you're going to impress the subconscious mind of a new assumption if you're switching it up every 2 weeks? There's no way. Remember, and this is actually my next video for next week, where I'm going to talk about the subconscious mind, which is probably one of my favorite topics to talk about. But, in order to impress the subconscious mind, it takes 3 to 4 weeks on an average. And that's only depending if you have limiting beliefs or not, okay? So it is about impressing sticking to one thing that is going to start to help you. It's going to start to make you feel confident about what it is you're saying. Of course, sometimes when we start saying something, it doesn't feel true. But the more that you do it, the more that the body starts to, accept it, and then, it'll start creating it for you. So is finding knowledge good? Yeah, it is. But make sure that you're finding knowledge because you want to learn more about yourself. Not because we go back to the conditioning. I don't want to learn more to get something more. Everything that you could possibly want will come when you stay true to yourself. And if that knowledge is getting you to stick to that, then go for it, okay? Then there is the inconsistency. you know, the inconsistency of what it is that they want. Okay, sometimes people say, okay, I want a loving, committed relationship, but then I also like this other person, and can you have it all? Definitely. But if you are going back and forth with a desire, guess what? There is not going to be a set assumption set around that desire, because it's going to be like, okay, today you want this person, but then the following week you might not want this person, because then you might want this other person, but maybe maybe I do want this person. So it's just get clear with what it is that you want and stay focused on what it is, and you know, fight for that goal, you know, put in your work for that goal, know that this is yours, you know. Some people constantly ask me is like, how many times throughout the day should I be affirming? As many times as you want, but always start off calm, you know, start off with 2 times a day, you know, mornings and nights, and then like throughout your days say some, you know, sporadically, you know. But then, you know, as you start becoming more comfortable, start saying it more often and more often, and where it feels good to you, where it feels something normal to you. That also helps with the excessive amount of overthinking. All right, so it is knowing about what it is that you want, staying consistent with what it is that you want, you know, getting the information that is good for you and feels good to you, and for you to choose the tools that best fit your learning process, okay? So you could definitely do this. You know, knowledge is power, but stick to the knowledge that feels good to you. You know, everyone has a different belief system. Everyone creates differently. Start finding yours, okay? And this is specifically what we did with this client, and she was able to achieve something within a month and a half of coaching. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, my links are down below. Also remember, once again, that I am offering 22% off for the month of January. So go ahead and book a session, and we'll figure out an awesome game plan for you and start getting, you know, getting on the right start for 2022. Okay, so I wish you all the best of the weeks, and I intend for you to all have success, to find the tools that best fit you, and I intend for you to have a clear mind, a peace of mind, and for you to know what you want and reach that goal immediately. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye.